persons with disabilities can work in all sectors of the economy.
We are here under the banner of the newly created structure which we call the Zimbabwe National Business and Disability Network, which is a platform that has been created voluntarily by employers to support the inclusion of persons with abilities in formal employment and also in accessing the financial markets, as it were. So the Zimbabwe National Business and Disability Network is a new structure or creature, if you want, whose aim is to get businesses, that is organized businesses, to create a platform where they can share ideas and peer review each other on how best they can ensure that persons' abilities also find their way into the formal labor market, and they are also in a position to access finance from the financial service sector. We believe that this platform is a game changer in terms of the ability by persons' abilities to access the formal labor market, like I said earlier on, and also to access, finance from banks. The idea of this network is to try and close what we call the disability confidence gap by employers, by business in general, when it comes to engagement of persons' abilities, to ensure that they also benefit from the services that they provide. They also benefit from the employment, services that could be there. So we are trying to build the capacity of business so that they develop confidence in ensuring that persons' abilities also get opportunities to be employed, which is basically, within the confines of the National Development Strategy 1. It resonates with the mantra of that strategy, which calls upon everyone to be included, including persons' abilities.
Too often, persons with disabilities end up in stereotypical jobs. For example, being a telephone operator are the main jobs open to people with visual impairments.
The Economic Empowerment Project Officer from Site Savers. The Economic Empowerment Project Officer is an intervention that was designed by Site Savers to economically empower persons with disabilities. It is to promote the employability of persons with disabilities in the wage sector, as well as to help persons with disabilities to establish their businesses or enhance their already established businesses. The Economic Empowerment Project is being implemented in two pathways. We've got the Job Seeker pathway as well as the Job Creators pathway. The Job Seeker pathway is a pathway that seeks to help persons with disabilities who are seeking wage employment, while the Job Creator pathway is a pathway that seeks to help participants that wants to start their businesses. The Job Creators pathway engages with employers and build their confidence so that they become disability confident, while the Job Creators pathway helps participants to start their businesses. The project was informed by the labor assessment market as well as other international and internal assessments that was carried, and the study has established that persons with disabilities are facing challenges in getting wage employment as well as starting their businesses. Therefore, our project seeks to bridge this gap and help persons with disabilities to become economically empowered.
The private sectors have been slow in taking up this cause. However, employers are starting to recognize the benefits of disability inclusion in the workplace.
If as agencies we can increase our commitment and dedication to diversity and inclusion, that can help. Because let's say an advert is sent out there and the statement is there that persons with disabilities are encouraged to apply. But generally, people who have an immediate maybe assessment or perception of another organization which is not an OPD, both are sending out adverts. Obviously, people with disability will quickly identify with the OPDs because their demonstration of commitment can be visible, can be easily seen. So it's a journey that we have to walk together. Then we demonstrate to the public that our commitment in terms of engaging people with disabilities is also increasing. Otherwise, that statement can be there in all our adverts, but the public opinion on you as an organization is it demonstrating that there's commitment to engage and to employ people with disabilities. Maybe some people with disabilities had applied before and they were never even maybe called for an interview. They can discuss among themselves that no, such is not committed to recruiting people with disabilities and so forth. So I think what is key is let's also demonstrate publicly and communicate our commitment to ensure that we want job seekers with disabilities to be employed and so forth. Otherwise, people will just shy away. And also remember, there's also issue of confidence on the job seekers themselves. And the confidence also comes together with seeing commitment that is coming from the employer.
We have got 57 service centers and 2,500 agents. Key takeouts were improvement in terms of removal of barriers at the workplace and creating an enabling environment. We wish to remove barriers throughout most of our service centers through the use of ramps, lifts, our signage, and also provision of directions. If one enters the service center, they should, the directions to the various offices should be clear, and also an improvement in the lighting, and also on doors. We will also ensure that there are directions in terms of pulling, how to get into a certain room. It was quite eye-opening